Hey guys, Dan the Wolfman, CatchJitsu.com. Today I'm going to talk about ball or full metal jacket FMJ rounds versus hollow points. What calibers it's acceptable to use a ball or FMJ round in versus which one it's not for CCW carry or home defense, and why that is. There's a lot of new gun owners out there, so I need to break down the different calibers. Here's a 45 ACP, a heavy 230 grain ball round, but only goes about 830 feet per second. Here's a 357 FMJ. This is 158 grain target ammo, but that's a heavy enough, going fast enough, I think at like 1220 feet per second. That's going to really over-penetrate. We'll talk about what over-penetration is, even though it's mostly myth. We'll describe that in a minute. 9mm. 9mm, this is going about 1100 feet per second, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,200, depending on the manufacturer. 115 grain or 124 grain, typically in 9mm. 380 ball, 90 grain. And actually, the bullet size between 380, 9mm, and 357 are all the same, almost same. Very small difference, 356, 355, or 357. Size bullet, but different size capacity of powder charge in the cartridges and the cartridge case, so different velocities. And guys, that's really important. Different velocity means different energy, different bullet weights means different momentum. So velocity times bullet weight, that's really important. And again, 45, bigger, slower, but that's still goodness too. How does that compare to hollow points? Well, there's a 45 hollow point. Look at that big gaping thing. Modern hollow point. It's going to expand to a very large diameter, and that matters for two reasons. Bigger diameter, as it goes on the body a couple inches, that totally flowers out that hollow point and becomes, you know, like 0.73 big, maybe 0.83 big, maybe even bigger. And then as it goes all the way deep into the body, now you have something bigger going through the body, volume of a cylinder, more tissue crush, more damage. Look at my video on ballistics. I really talk about this already. A 357 semi-jacketed hollow point, old police load there. Let's compare a fairly modern 9mm round to this very modern 45 round. Just look at the different size. Something important to realize. There's another 9mm old school round, but this one still worked with law enforcement because it was plus P+. So it was almost the velocity of a 357 Magnum, one fired from a full-length service 4-inch or 5-inch barrel, like many of them were, fired from Glock 17s, you know, 4 1/4-inch barrel, or a 5-inch barreled, 4.9-inch barreled Beretta 92s. Back in the day, had good street cred. Little 380 hollow points. Little 380 hollow points. This one actually expands a little bit. This one doesn't expand at all. But why doesn't it expand at all? It's a hollow point. Well, it's not going fast enough in a pocket pistol caliber. So guys, if you want to learn about this, good reference point is Lucky Gunner Labs pocket pistols. We're going to get in a 32 ACP, 32 H&R long, some of that. I did a very lengthy, detailed video. What self-defense ammo should I choose? Again, you're looking at CatchJitsu.com. What self-defense ammo should I choose? I go into all the different calibers. And my friend Gun Sam Revolver Aficionado has a very good channel where he does ballistics testing. A lot of 38 and 357 in his early tests, but he does other calibers, 9mm, 45, and now he's doing 32, a lot of 32 videos, which is very relevant. So 32 short, 32 long, 32 H&R Magnum, 327 Federal Magnum, I think he's done. So it kind of gets into that. So calibers, why is it maybe okay to use a ball round in this, but definitely not in this, even though they're the same exact bullet? Okay, so basically calibers in handguns can be broken down into, if you ignore hunting calibers, huge calibers, 44 Magnum and up, 454 Sol, 460, 480, if you ignore those calibers for hunting, bear self-defense, etc., you can basically break pistols down into 3 other categories. Maybe that would be a 4th category to the big bore hunting stuff. You could into military or police self-defense, what you really want, 9, 40, 45. You can throw 10 millimeter in there as well. You could throw 357 SIG in there as well. So stuff with higher energy than Mr. 9 millimeter Parabellum right there. So this or bigger. Then you get into, and that would include 357 Magnum, like these as well. Okay, and then you get into smaller calibers, mid-range calibers. If you want to call mid-range, would be 38, 38 and 380. So 38 and 380 are kind of mid-level, or you could just group them in the lowers. Kind of mid-level because they get enough velocity to almost get expansion and almost get penetration, but not really penetration and expansion, but just barely. They kind of do with the very best bullets. So in 380, let me find a 380. So in 380, they don't really go fast enough to do that, except for XTP bullets actually expand a little bit and go deep, big enough. But most of them don't. So 380 and lower, or 38 then lower, it gets kind of squishy, but definitely below 380, below 38, you're talking 32 ACP, you're talking 25 ACP, talking 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum. In those really smaller calibers, people don't realize how resilient a body is. A body is not ballistics gel, FBI ballistics gel, and clear gel is not real ballistics gel. And I talk a lot about the differences in my video, especially when you're talking smaller diameter calibers. Smaller diameter zips through clear gel more so than real heavier, thicker ballistics gel. Clear gel rips very easy. So with smaller calibers, you get deeper penetration than you really do in real gel, which is more close to real actual human body self-defense. Okay, so in 357, it depends on the energy, how much energy and velocity it has, if a ball ammo would be allowed, I don't want to say allowed, but would be a good choice for self-defense or not. In 357 Magnum here, this is range ammo, and it's better than nothing. And if it comes to everything in the world, from horrible elites that want to just control you and never have anyone be able to stand up to them, if all you had was this, that's better than nothing. But if you have a choice between this and this, you want this, because this will expand and drop a lot of energy into the body and do more damage than this that's going to zip right through. Now, zip right through is a danger, and maybe not out in the boondocks, but if you live around other people and you have to defend yourself, there is something called overpenetration. Now, usually overpenetration is a complete myth because it doesn't really matter anyway in a self-defense shooting, whether you're law enforcement or a private citizen and you're having a defensive gun use. You may be around other people, but the true story of it is 80% of your shots are going to be misses anyway. So you really should worry more about the 80% shots, your backstop, who's around, who you're shooting at. Make sure that you have a clear shot, because 80% of them are going to miss. You should worry about the 80% of them that have full, like 1,200, 1,400 feet per second versus the ones that might go through a body and have a lot less feet per second. Now, unfortunately, 357 Magnum is very, very powerful. So this round would zip through and still have a lot of energy, retain momentum, because it's a heavier weight grain, 158 versus 125 in 357 Magnum. And it's still moving fast enough through a human body that, yes, I would actually consider this potential for going through someone's like arm, maybe even their body, but going through someone's arm, a bad guy, and hitting a good guy. Now, has it happened with law enforcement shootings? Yes. Has that happened with civilian shootings? No one has been able to find even one case in all of America in documented history, proof of that happening. Because when guns come out and bang, 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 firecrackers go off, people scatter. But that you don't want to carry because it doesn't do a lot of damage, and it really, really, really overpenetrates because of how much energy velocity 357 Magnum has. Same thing could be said for, I lost my 9mm ball round. So I can't pull the 9mm, oh, there we go. That's a 380 ball round. Oh, 1 second. You know, like I said, they're very similar. Okay, so here's a 380 ball and here's a 9mm ball. One of these is actually acceptable, in my opinion, for self-defense, and one of them isn't. Because how much difference in power, how much velocity difference there is between like 750, 800 feet per second versus 1100 to 1300 feet per second in the 9mm. That's a very, 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 very big difference in energy to push through very tough tissue. Human skin is very, very tough. Just the skin alone is hard to penetrate. Just the skin alone is 3.4 inches of real ballistics gel. That's not clear gel. Clear gel would be about 4 inches, maybe 4.5 inches. So just human skin alone, one layer on the front, let alone the back, is very hard to penetrate. And organs all have different hard tissues, okay? And bones. So this is not acceptable for self-defense. 9mm ball, FMJ, not acceptable. Too much over penetration, just like the 357, maybe in a backup magazine, but not with a single stack. Only if you had a double stack and you're in such a firefight that now you're going past 16 rounds. And even then, 9mm, I don't do it. But if you choose to with a double stack, I would get it as a backup magazine. But definitely not even a single stack magazine, because there's still a small chance, but a decent chance you might need a reload. And if you miss, this could still go through, retain energy really, really far going through walls and stuff like that. Whereas a 9mm hollow point will break up on walls and stuff a lot sooner. Not right away, but a lot sooner. How about in 380? In 380, 32, 25, ball's just as good almost as hollow points. In 380, it's so much of a minute difference. If you chose to carry 380 ball, I've got no problem with it. Hopefully your firearm is vetted and responsible and it fires fine with that ball. And the difference is self-defense ammo does have usually sealed primers, and it's made to a higher quality control standard and doesn't have a primer not put in right. So usually self-defense ammo has a better track record, quality control to actually go bang than a ball round. But if you use ball in a pocket pistol caliber 380 and less, a real expert's going to tell you, that's not a bad choice. This one, like I said, doesn't even expand, but it does tumble and it's going to penetrate less than this. So I still choose this over this, or an XTP, which actually does expand a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, an XTP 380 that expands a little tiny bit. Now on 32 ACP and lower, a lot of the hollow points don't even penetrate far enough. If you look at Lucky Gunner's Lab pistol caliber, and again, that's clear gel, real gel. It's actually not FBI gel. They penetrate farther in clear gel than real gel. But if you see a lot of the hollow points don't penetrate deep enough. They barely meet the minimum in clear gel, meaning they wouldn't even meet the minimum in real gel. FBI wants 12 to 18 inches. They really want 18 inches. They've really approved stuff that was 16 to 18 and a half inches. People always go, no, man, I want 13 inches. They don't know what the F they're talking about. They don't know what the FBI has actually issued. They haven't studied what the real studies originally said when they put the format. They were picking rounds that were, they said 12 to 18, but they were picking 18.3, 18.6 inches penetration rounds. Okay? And the initial Norma FBI load. So 32, look, the Fiocchi FMJ 73 grain would be my choice there for penetration, consistent penetration numbers. That would definitely be my choice. If you go lower caliber than 9mm, 380, ball's fine. We talked about that. 32 Smith & Wesson long. Ball or wad cutter, we could replace ball FMJ with wad cutter or semi-wad cutter. You're not going to get a lot of expansion with wad cutters. You might get a little bit of deformation. It's not as good as a hollow point in bigger calibers, but it's something like 32 long. Look at it there. A ball or wad cutter, it's fine. 32 short, it's fine. 32 Magnum, let's say my wad cutter, a little bit over penetration, but yeah, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. In reality, if it did hit a body, it's probably going to just stick in the back